Islam is the second most popular religion in the world. It is practiced in every country and has several branches. In this episode, you will be taught what happens when a person dies who is Muslim. More specifically, we will be answering a research question. What do Muslims believe about life after death?
In Islam, there are 5 pillars that every able Muslim must do before death. The Shahada, declaring that there is no God except God and Muhammad is God's messenger. The Salat, ritual prayer 5 times a day. The Psalm, fasting and self-control during the Ramadan, the holy month of Islam. Zakat, giving 2.5% of one's savings to the poor and needy. And the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in a lifetime, if she is able to. Failure to do so makes you not a Muslim, resulting in hell.
There are several rules Muslims must observe after someone's death. Fundamentally, a death of someone is split into 4 parts: washing and shrouding, funeral prayers, burial, and mourning. Cremation of the body is forbidden by the Quran, the holy book of Islam.
Washing and shrouding is the first ritual that occurs when someone dies. It is performed by the family or the close ones of the corpse. The deceased is washed in the best manner possible with scented water. This is the manner Muslims wash in order to pray. The body will then be wrapped in clean white cloths called the kafan. Following the washing, funeral prayers are performed. The death is transported to a special place of funeral prayers called the Salat il-Janazah. These are commonly held outdoors and is very similar to the daily prayers, with a very few variations.
The deceased is then transported to a cemetery for burial. This place is called the Al-Dafin. Only the men are allowed to accompany the body to the graveyard. It is preferred for the coffin to be buried right next to other Muslims.
In Islam, the God is Allah and the Prophet is Muhammad, like the Christian God Yahweh and Jesus. The Quran shows us that Muslims believe they go to heaven with Allah and wait with everyone else in the great plain of gathering. The rest of the people on earth will be killed and go to hell, while the Muslims will be reborn into the pure earth where everyone will live in harmony. This is quite similar to the Christian belief of death and the end of the world. The world will be purified when Jesus comes back.
In death, the person's soul leaves the body, and it goes to either hell, which is the Bahat, or Sajin, or the Arsh, or Allah Ayin, which are the heavens. The infidels are imprisoned, but the good souls wait for the resurrection until the day of judgment, which is the Basrak. When someone dies, their soul is unchanged, and is always connected to the body, wherever it is. When somebody visits the grave, the soul listens and sees the person. The soul can go anywhere it pleases and can speak, but only to the dead.
I was born and raised as a Hindu, but I don't really like being religious because most of the rituals, prayers, and festivals don't make perfect sense to me. Islam, on the other hand, is more religious and has more rules. I personally don't enjoy this because I believe that a person should have the right to choose his or her own path and be free. Also, I do not believe in heaven or hell, or the fact that the deeds you do in life should alter your afterlife. In my perspective, the afterlife doesn't exist because you only live your part on earth, nothing after that.
My belief is that there is no afterlife and there is no soul leaving the body after death. This is the belief of a non-religious believer, but I was raised as a Christian as soon as I was born. I was educated from the Bible but did not believe it from the start. Now I am sure beyond doubt that there is no heaven, and if there was proof, then I would believe.
Both religions aim followers to get into practice of such virtues as charity, doing good, righteousness, forgiveness, moderation in eating and drinking, tolerance, mercy or compassion, self-control, brotherhood, friendliness, patience, and gratitude. Both think of God as one supreme leader of the universe, whilst Hindus believe there are several gods. Hinduism believes in an endless cycle of reincarnation. Muslims believe that there will be a judgment day where the bad will go to hell and the good will return to a purified earth.
Buddhism says that when a person dies, they will be resurrected as a person according to your previous life. A soul can go be a spirit, animal, human, or even go to heaven and hell, according to our karmic actions. Death is frightening because we are afraid of losing identity, and staying in one of these places is never permanent, very different from Islam. Christianity is very similar to Islam. There is a heaven, hell, and God will give you the best treasures and comfort in heaven, and hell is where Satan will torture and humiliate you. The process of going to heaven is similar to where you are judged according to your belief in your life. However, there are no specific pre-death rituals involved.